Alex Winters stood at the window of Mars Base 1, staring out at the red landscape. 6 months on this dusty planet had changed him. His once clean-cut military appearance had given way to a beard and longer hair that the Earth Defense Force would never have allowed back home. "Captain Winters, you need to see this." The voice belonged to Olivia Rice, their team's scientist. Her usual calm demeanor was gone, replaced by barely contained excitement. Alex followed her through the narrow corridors of the base until they reached the lab. 5 other crew members huddled around a table where a strange object hovered 6 inches above the surface. It glowed with a soft blue light that pulsed in a steady rhythm. "What is it?" Alex asked, approaching carefully. "We don't know exactly," Olivia said. "Frank and his mining team found it buried in the northern crater. It's unlike anything we've ever seen." Frank nodded from across the room. "Nearly broke our drill. The thing was buried under 60 feet of Martian rock. Carbon dating puts it at over 10,000 years old, but it's still active." Alex reached toward it, feeling a slight warmth emanating from the object. It was roughly the size of a basketball, with intricate patterns etched into its metallic surface. "Don't touch it," Olivia warned. When Frank's team tried, it responded by projecting this. She pressed something on her tablet, and suddenly the air above the object filled with strange symbols. They floated and shifted, creating patterns that seemed almost familiar. "It's a language," Alex said, surprised at his own certainty. "Yes," Olivia agreed. "And after 3 days of the computer analyzing it, we've managed to decode parts of it. That's why I called you here." Her face grew serious. "It's a warning, Alex." The room fell silent. Even the constant hum of the base's life support systems seemed quieter. "A warning about what?" asked Maria, the communications specialist. Olivia touched her tablet again, and the symbols rearranged into English text that hovered in the air. "They come for all who reach beyond their worlds. Your detection is imminent. Prepare or perish." Alex read it twice. Who sent this? A civilization that existed here, or perhaps elsewhere in our solar system, 10,000 years ago, Olivia explained. And whoever they are, the message suggests they destroy developing civilizations. "That's not the worst part," Frank added grimly. "Show him the rest, Olivia." Another section of text appeared. "The consortium monitors all planetary systems with potential intelligence. Earth has been marked. Estimated arrival within your solar cycle." The implications hit Alex like a physical blow. An alien force that destroyed civilizations was coming to Earth, and soon. "We need to send a message to Earth Command immediately," he said, already moving toward the door. "I tried," Maria said, her voice shaking. "All communications are down. Something's interfering with our signals." As if responding to their conversation, the artifact's pulsing quickened. New symbols appeared, then translated. "They are already here. First wave. Scout vessels. Purpose. Confirmation and classification." The base rumbled suddenly, dust falling from the ceiling. It wasn't like the usual Martian tremors they'd experienced. "That's no Marsquake," Frank whispered. Alex rushed back to the window he'd been standing at minutes before. The Martian sky, normally a dusty red-orange, now darkened as something massive moved above them. "Get everyone to the emergency shelter," he ordered, "and bring that artifact." As the crew scrambled to follow his commands, Alex stared upward. Through breaks in the swirling dust, he could see it, a ship of impossible size, its dark hull reflecting nothing, as if it swallowed all light. Humanity had just made first contact, and Alex knew in his gut it wasn't going to be friendly. 48 hours after the alien ship appeared over Mars, Alex and his team huddled in the emergency bunker beneath Mars Base 1. The artifact continued to pulse in the center of the room, casting eerie blue shadows across their tired faces. "We need to get this information to Earth," Alex said, pacing the small space. "If these aliens, this consortium, are truly here to evaluate us for elimination. Every minute counts. Olivia worked frantically at her tablet, trying to decode more of the artifact's message. The main communications array is destroyed, but there might be another way. The artifact itself seems to be responding to our questions. Maybe it can help us send a signal. Outside, the rumbling had stopped. The alien ship remained positioned directly above them, but it had taken no further action since its arrival. "Why aren't they attacking?" asked Frank, nervously checking their dwindling supplies. "According to what I've decoded," Olivia replied, "they follow a specific protocol. First, they observe. Then they classify the civilization on some kind of threat scale. Only then do they decide what action to take." Maria, who had been trying to repair a backup communications module, suddenly looked up. "I've got something. It's weak, but I might be able to reach the Jupiter mining station. They could relay a message to Earth." As Maria worked, Alex leaned over Olivia's shoulder. "What else have you learned?" "The artifact contains data about previous civilizations that faced the consortium," she said, her voice dropping to a whisper. "Thousands of them, Alex. All wiped out. But there's something else." She pointed to a series of symbols. "This suggests the creators of the artifact found a potential weakness. I just need more time to understand it." The bunker doors suddenly creaked. Everyone froze. They had sealed it from the inside. Nothing should be able to open it. "Get behind me," Alex ordered, pulling out his service pistol. He knew it would be useless against a technologically advanced alien force, but it was all they had. The door swung open slowly to reveal not an alien, but a human figure in an Earth Defense Force uniform. "Captain Winters, Dr. Reyes." The man stepped forward. The journey back to Earth took 12 days. 12 days of silence and fear as Lieutenant Foster's ship, the EDF Valiant, carried Alex, Olivia, and the artifact across the void of space. The rest of the Mars base crew remained behind with a smaller security team, continuing to search for more artifacts or information. "Approaching Earth defense perimeter," announced the pilot. "And it looks like we're just in time for the party." Through the view screen, Earth came into view. But it was not the peaceful blue marble they had left 6 months ago. A ring of massive Earth Defense Force vessels surrounded the planet. Between them floated smaller ships, creating a protective net. "The consortium ships?" Alex asked. Foster nodded grimly. 7 of them. They've positioned themselves in a perfect formation around Earth. They haven't attacked, haven't even responded to communications. They're just watching. The artifact in its containment unit pulsed faster as they approached, as if responding to the proximity of the alien vessels. "It knows they're here," Olivia whispered. After docking at the Moon Base Alpha, they were immediately escorted to a secure conference room, where President Kate Donovan waited with her top military advisors. "Captain Winters, Dr. Reyes," the president greeted them, her face lined with exhaustion. "I understand you have information about our visitors." Alex nodded to Olivia, who placed the artifact on the table. Immediately, it rose and hovered, its blue glow illuminating the worried faces around the table. "This device contains warnings about the consortium, the alien force currently surrounding Earth," Olivia explained. "They systematically eliminate civilizations they deem potentially disruptive to galactic stability." General Eric Martinez leaned forward. "Eliminate how?" "Their ships haven't shown any obvious weapons. According to the artifact," Olivia continued, "they have various methods depending on how they classify the target civilization. Sometimes it's quick, a targeted strike that wipes out all advanced technology. Other times, it's slower, biological agents that gradually reduce population, or even subtle manipulation of a society until it destroys itself." The room fell silent as the implications sank in. "Do we have any options?" President Donovan finally asked. Alex stepped forward. "The artifact suggests there might be a weakness. Dr. Reyes has been working to decode that section." Olivia nodded. The civilization that created this warning managed to discover something about the consortium's technology. Their ships are connected through some kind of quantum network. They function as a single entity. If we could disrupt that network— That's theoretical, interrupted Dr. William Clark, Earth's leading physicist. We don't have technology capable of interfering with quantum communications at that level. Not yet, Olivia said firmly. But with the information in the artifact, we might be able to develop it. President Donovan stood, decision made. Dr. Rice, you'll have whatever resources you need. We're establishing a new research facility, codename Phoenix Nest, hidden in the asteroid belt. You'll work there with our best scientists. She turned to Alex. Captain Winters, I'm promoting you to commander. You'll oversee security for Project Phoenix and help coordinate our military response when it becomes necessary. As they prepared to leave for their new assignment, a young officer burst into the room. Madam President, the consortium ships are broadcasting a message. It's being transmitted worldwide on all frequencies. The room's main screen activated, showing only a simple text message in every human language. Earth has been classified as a Type 3 disruptive civilization. You have 30 days to prepare. Resistance is not recommended but will be permitted as a matter of respect. The outcome remains fixed. Alex looked at Olivia, then at the artifact still pulsing on the table. 30 days, he said quietly. Then we show them that humanity doesn't follow their rules. Phoenix Nest hummed with activity as the countdown reached 15 days. Hidden within a hollowed-out asteroid, the secret base had become humanity's last hope. Scientists worked around the clock, military personnel trained for impossible scenarios, and at the center of it all stood Commander Alex Winters and Dr. Olivia Rice. "Show me again," Alex said, leaning over the holographic display table. Olivia's fingers danced across the controls, bringing up a three-dimensional model of one of the consortium ships. We've learned so much from the artifact. Their ships function as a unified organism. Each of the 7 vessels contains a central node that maintains their quantum connection. And if we disrupt that connection? Alex asked, though he knew the answer. In theory, they become vulnerable, individual ships rather than a collective intelligence. The door slid open, and Lieutenant Foster entered with Admiral Peter Gallagher, the newly appointed commander of Earth's Space Defense Forces. "The President approved Operation Thunderclap," the Admiral announced. But the Joint Chiefs remain skeptical. They want proof this will work before committing our limited resources. Alex understood their hesitation. Earth had transformed in the past 2 weeks. Around the world, people prepared for what might be humanity's final days. Some fled to rural areas. Others gathered in cities, seeking comfort in numbers. Military forces had been placed on highest alert, but against the technology they faced, conventional weapons seemed meaningless. "We can provide proof," Olivia said confidently. She moved to a sealed chamber where a small piece of the original artifact, carefully separated from the main device, floated in a containment field. "We've been running tests on this fragment. It shares the same quantum resonance frequency as the consortium ships." She activated a device next to the chamber. The artifact piece trembled, then dropped to the bottom of the containment field, its soft blue glow fading. "The disruption field works on a small scale," she explained. "We just need to amplify it." Admiral Gallagher nodded slowly. "How close do these disruptors need to be to the consortium ships?" "Too close," Alex admitted. "We'll need to position them using stealth shuttles. 1 team per ship." 7 suicide missions, the Admiral said grimly. "Not necessarily," Olivia interjected. "The disruptors only need to be active for 60 seconds to break the quantum link. After that, our fleet can attack while the ships are vulnerable." A junior officer rushed into the room, face pale. "Sir, the consortium is broadcasting again." The main screen activated, showing the same text format as before. "We have observed your preparations. Your resistance is acknowledged." As a gesture of respect, we will allow one representative to board our command vessel to better understand the necessity of your classification. The message sent a chill through the room. It wasn't an olive branch. It was an opportunity to study humanity up close. "It's a trap," Foster said immediately. Alex stared at the message, then at the ship model on the display. "Or it's our one chance to place a disruptor at the heart of their network." Admiral Gallagher shook his head. "Too risky. We stick with Thunderclap." "What if we did both?" Olivia suggested suddenly. "Accept their invitation as a distraction while simultaneously preparing Thunderclap. Either way, we get our chance to disrupt their network." The Admiral considered this, then nodded slowly. "Who would we send?" "Me," Alex said without hesitation. "I've had the most direct contact with their technology through the artifact." Olivia started to protest, but Alex cut her off gently. "We both know I'm right for this." As the others left to make preparations, Olivia approached Alex. "There's something else in the artifact data I haven't shared with the others," she said quietly. "The consortium doesn't just destroy civilizations, they absorb them somehow. Their collective consciousness contains thousands of extinct species." Alex took a moment to process this. "Then we're not just fighting for Earth." "No," Olivia agreed. "We're fighting for everyone they've ever silenced." The shuttle carrying Commander Alex Winters toward the consortium command ship was small and unarmed. He wore a standard Earth Defense Force uniform with no weapons. The terms had been clear: come alone and bring nothing but yourself. "Approaching contact point," said the shuttle's pilot. "Consortium vessel has extended what appears to be a docking tube." Alex touched the small implant hidden behind his ear, the quantum disruptor disguised as a standard neural translator. Olivia and her team had worked miracles to miniaturize the technology. "Remember," came Olivia's voice through his secure earpiece, "you only need to get close to their central control area. Activate the disruptor, and our ships will handle the rest." "Understood," Alex replied. "How's Thunderclap proceeding?" "All teams in position, waiting for your signal." The shuttle connected with a soft thud to the alien vessel. Alex took a deep breath and moved toward the airlock. The door slid open to reveal a long, dark corridor that seemed to absorb light rather than reflect it. He stepped inside. The air felt strangely heavy, charged with an energy he couldn't identify. The corridor extended before him, with no signs or markings, just smooth black surfaces that seemed to shift slightly as he moved. "I'm inside," he whispered. "No sign of life forms yet." Suddenly, the corridor brightened, not with light, but with images, pictures of Earth, its cities, its people. They floated in the air around him like ghostly projections. "Humanity," came a voice from everywhere and nowhere. It wasn't spoken, it seemed to form directly in his mind. "An interesting species. Creative. Resilient. Unpredictable." Alex maintained his composure. "I am Commander Alex Winters, representing Earth and humanity." "We know who you are. Alex Winters of Mars Base 1, discoverer of the warning artifact. We have been watching you specifically with great interest." The corridor began to change, widening into a circular chamber. In the center floated what appeared to be a sphere of swirling energy, colors shifting and pulsing in patterns that reminded Alex of the artifact. "Is this your central command?" Alex asked, trying to sound merely curious while assessing if he was close enough to activate the disruptor. "This is one node of our consciousness," the voice replied. "We exist across all 7 vessels simultaneously." "Why have you classified Earth as disruptive? We've barely begun to explore our own solar system." The swirling sphere pulsed faster. "It is not what you have done. It is what you will do. We have observed thousands of species like yours. Your path is predictable, and it leads to chaos." As the entity spoke, Alex saw more images, visions of Earth's future, humans spreading across the stars, conflicts with other species, wars, and destruction. These are possibilities, not certainties, Alex argued. You can't condemn us based on what might happen. Your very response proves our point. You resist the inevitable. All species like yours do, until they are absorbed into the collective where their energy serves a greater purpose. Alex felt a strange pulling sensation, as if something was trying to reach into his mind. He was running out of time. Now, Alex Winters, you will understand the necessity of our... Alex touched the implant behind his ear, activating it. Now, Olivia. The effect was immediate. The swirling sphere flickered, its colors destabilizing. The voice that had been in his mind screamed, not in pain, but in surprise. Throughout the solar system, the 7 consortium ships simultaneously faltered as their quantum network collapsed. Thunderclap is a go. Olivia's voice shouted through his earpiece, all teams reporting successful disruption. The chamber around Alex began to shake. Emergency systems activated as the ship's consciousness fragmented. You do not understand what you have done, the voice said, now coming from speakers rather than his mind. The collective is breaking. Thousands of absorbed consciousnesses are destabilizing. Alex ran back toward the docking tube. That's exactly what we intended, he said. Consider this humanity's response to your classification system. Alex barely made it back to his shuttle before the consortium command ship began to change. Its smooth black surface cracked in places, revealing pulsing light beneath. The docking tube retracted violently just as his shuttle door sealed shut. "Get me out of here," he shouted to the AI pilot. The small craft pulled away just as the massive alien vessel convulsed. Similar reactions were happening to all 7 consortium ships. Earth's defense fleet, which had been waiting at a safe distance, now moved in according to the Thunderclap battle plan. "Commander, can you hear me?" Olivia's voice came through his earpiece. "I'm clear of the ship," Alex confirmed. "The disruptor worked. Their network is down." "We're seeing something unexpected," Olivia replied, her voice tense with excitement. "The consortium ships are not just disabled. They're transforming." Through the shuttle view screen, Alex watched in amazement. The command ship was splitting apart, sections of its hull peeling away like petals of a black flower. From within, streams of colorful energy poured out into space. Admiral Gallagher's voice broke into the channel. "All vessels hold fire. I repeat, hold fire. We're detecting thousands of unique energy signatures emanating from the consortium ships." Alex's shuttle raced back toward the Earth defense perimeter as the bizarre spectacle continued. The 7 consortium ships were effectively dissolving, releasing clouds of swirling, multicolored energy that formed distinct patterns. When Alex finally docked with the flagship EDF Defiance, he rushed to the bridge where Admiral Gallagher and a team of scientists watched the unfolding situation. "What are we seeing?" Alex asked. Dr. William Clark looked up from his instruments, face pale with awe. The consciousnesses of thousands of absorbed species released from the consortium's control. The quantum disruption didn't just break their network, it shattered the containment fields holding these entities. On the main view screen, the clouds of energy were coalescing into distinct forms, some resembling vessels, others simply organized patterns of light. "We're receiving transmissions," the communications officer announced. "Thousands of them, in languages our systems can't identify." One by one, translation algorithms began to make sense of the messages. Words appeared on secondary screens. "Freedom after 10,000 cycles. The collective is broken. Gratitude to the liberators." Alex felt Olivia's hand on his shoulder. She had arrived from Phoenix Nest via emergency transport. "You were right," he told her. The consortium wasn't destroying civilizations. It was absorbing them, keeping their consciousnesses imprisoned. "Not just their consciousnesses," Olivia clarified, reviewing the incoming data. "Their knowledge, their technology, their very essence. It's how the consortium became so powerful." Admiral Gallagher approached them, his face grave despite the apparent victory. "We may have a new problem. Long-range sensors are detecting massive energy signatures at the edge of our solar system, hundreds of them, moving fast. More consortium ships? Alex asked. No, replied the sensor officer. The configurations are completely different, and they're broadcasting in the same languages as the released entities. Understanding dawned on Alex. They're the physical forms of these civilizations, coming to reclaim their consciousnesses. The bridge fell silent as the implications sank in. Earth had just inserted itself into an ancient conflict spanning the galaxy. They had freed thousands of imprisoned species, but no one knew what these beings would do next, or how they would view the humans who had upset the cosmic balance. Open a channel to all approaching vessels, Admiral Gallagher ordered. Send this message. Earth welcomes the freed civilizations. We seek peaceful contact and mutual understanding. As they waited for responses, Alex turned to Olivia. I saw something inside their ship, visions of humanity's future. The consortium feared what we might become. Olivia looked at the swirling lights of freed consciousnesses visible through the view screen. Maybe they were right to fear us, she said softly, but for the wrong reasons. The following day, Earth's governments simultaneously declared a state of global cooperation. Ancient rivalries were set aside as humanity faced what many called the Gathering, the arrival of hundreds of alien ships from formerly absorbed civilizations. Alex stood with Olivia in the Grand United Nations Hall in New York, now converted into an interspecies meeting space. President Donovan had requested their presence as Earth's first representatives to the liberated species. I never thought I'd witness anything like this, Alex said, watching as the hall filled with beings of impossible diversity. Some looked almost human, while others existed as patterns of light or fields of energy. Special environmental chambers had been hastily constructed to accommodate various atmospheric needs. Humanity has changed overnight, Olivia replied. Look at the news feeds. People around the world are united in a way they never have been before. It was true. The screens around the hall showed crowds gathering peacefully in major cities, watching the proceedings. Fear had given way to wonder and curiosity. A tall crystalline being approached them, its body refracting light in beautiful patterns. It communicated through a translation device. I am Sentinel of the Lumina, it said. My civilization was the first to be absorbed by the consortium, over 20,000 of your years ago. We have come to thank Earth personally. Alex nodded respectfully. We only did what anyone would do when faced with extinction. No, the crystalline being replied firmly. Many species surrendered. Others fought and lost. None succeeded in breaking the collective. There is something unique about humans, something the consortium truly feared. Before Alex could ask what that might be, the hall quieted as President Donovan took the central podium. Beside her stood representatives of the 5 largest liberated species. People of Earth, she began. Today marks the dawn of a new era for humanity. What began as a threat to our existence has become an opportunity for connection beyond anything we could have imagined. The alien representative, known as Elder Cora, a being resembling a giant jellyfish, floated forward. The species you call the consortium was once like many of us, curious, exploring. But they discovered a method to absorb other consciousnesses, believing they were preserving knowledge by adding it to their collective. Over time, they lost their individual identity and became a force of pure assimilation. What happens now? President Donovan asked. Will they return? A being made of shifting smoke patterns answered. The consortium existed as 7 connected nodes. You broke their network permanently. The individual consortium members have regained their original identities after eons of collective thinking. They have chosen isolation to rediscover themselves. Olivia stepped forward. The artifact we found on Mars. Who created it? We did, replied a small insect-like being. The archivists. We placed warning beacons on thousands of worlds in the consortium's path. Most were destroyed or ignored. Yours was the only one that led to action. The hall erupted in discussion as more species shared their stories and knowledge. Plans were made for cultural exchanges, technological sharing, and mutual defense agreements. As the day progressed, Alex found himself on a balcony overlooking the Hudson River. The artifact that had started everything now sat in a special containment field nearby, still pulsing its blue light. Olivia joined him. "The Lumina have offered to take us to their homeworld," she said. "They want to show us the stars properly." Alex smiled. "Aren't you worried about what we might become?" The consortium seemed certain we would bring chaos to the galaxy. "Maybe," Olivia said, watching as ships of various alien designs hovered peacefully above Earth's cities. "Or maybe what they really feared was that we would do exactly what we did, free everyone they had imprisoned." Alex looked up at the night sky, now more crowded and meaningful than ever before. "So this isn't the end after all?" "No," Olivia replied, taking his hand. "The artifact had it wrong. This isn't humanity's last warning to the galaxy. It's our first introduction." Above them, the stars seemed to shine brighter, as if welcoming Earth to a much larger community than anyone had ever imagined. 1 year after the liberation of the trapped consciousnesses, Earth had transformed. Cities now featured alien architecture alongside human designs. The night sky glowed with the lights of ships from dozens of species in peaceful orbit. Technology had advanced more in 12 months than in the previous century. Alex walked through Central Park, now home to the Earth Embassy, a massive structure of crystal and metal where representatives from over 400 species maintained permanent offices. Ordinary humans mingled with visitors from across the galaxy, the once shocking sight of alien beings now commonplace. "Commander Winters," called a familiar voice. Alex turned to see Dr. Clark hurrying toward him. The physicist had aged visibly in the past year, the stress of leading Earth's scientific exchange program taking its toll. "Just Alex now," he reminded Clark. "I resigned my commission last month." Clark nodded distractedly. Of course. Listen, you need to come with me. There's something happening at the artifact chamber." Alex felt a chill. The Mars artifact had been placed in a special facility beneath the embassy, studied continuously by both human and alien scientists. It had remained dormant since the consortium's defeat. "What kind of something?" Alex asked, already following Clark toward the embassy. "It's active again, started about 3 hours ago. Olivia is already there." They hurried through security checkpoints, descending to the underground facility, where the artifact floated in its containment field. Olivia stood before it, deep in conversation with a Lumina scientist and Elder Cora. The artifact's blue glow had intensified dramatically, pulsing in a rapid, urgent pattern. "Alex," Olivia greeted him, her expression troubled. "It's sending a new message." "I thought it was just a warning beacon," Alex said. "How can it be generating new information?" The Lumina scientist, whose name was Bright Resonance, answered. "The artifact was designed to be more than a passive warning. It monitors galactic conditions and adjusts its message accordingly." Elder Cora's translucent tentacles rippled with concern. "It's detecting something at the edge of known space. Something familiar." Alex stepped closer to the artifact. "The consortium. They're coming back." "Not exactly," Olivia said. She activated a holographic display showing the new message from the artifact. According to this, the consortium was merely an offspring of something far older and more dangerous. They called it the Void. The display showed a massive darkness spreading across star systems, absorbing everything in its path. "The ancient civilizations knew of it," Elder Cora explained. "A cosmic force that consumes not just consciousness, but reality itself. The consortium began as a defensive measure against it, before they lost their way." Dr. Clark studied the readings. "This can't be right. According to these calculations, this void entity has consumed thousands of galaxies over billions of years. And now it's coming here," Olivia said quietly. "The artifact says our liberation of the consortium consciousnesses created a sort of beacon, a burst of quantum energy that attracted its attention." Alex felt the weight of understanding settle on him. "So by saving ourselves from the consortium, we've drawn something worse. Bright resonance moved closer to the artifact, its crystalline body reflecting the blue pulses. Not necessarily worse. Different. The consortium feared and fled from the void, but the artifact suggests another possibility. What possibility? Alex asked. Communion, the Lumina answered. The artifact contains fragments of knowledge from civilizations even older than the archivists. They believe the void wasn't destroying reality, but transforming it into something beyond our understanding. Olivia pointed to a section of the holographic message. Look at this part. It says, "The end is a beginning. What was many becomes one. What was finite becomes infinite." The room fell silent as they contemplated the message. Outside, Earth continued its daily activities, unaware of the cosmic drama unfolding beneath the embassy. Finally, Alex spoke. "How long do we have?" 50 years, perhaps less. Elder Cora replied. "Time for preparation, but not escape." Alex looked at the artifact, then at the gathered beings, human and alien alike. "Then we prepare, together, not by running or hiding, but by understanding. The consortium tried to survive through control. We'll try something different." The artifact pulsed once more, stronger than before, as if in agreement.